I just gotta come on here. I gotta come on here because this shit has been bothering the shit out of me. I watched this video. I'm not gonna say who it is because I really don't like the people that make this shit. But I'm not even gonna say the name of the video. But I'm gonna just get a premise of the shit. It's kind of like gamers say certain things are dumb or it's something stupid like that. And so somewhere down the line, it's like they have um like I think the number one thing they were saying was like, women showing a lot of skin for their costume when they're fighting and having and battle armor and everything. And so this is what I said in the comment section. I said gamers want to play games to escape reality but want the games to be more realistic. So I'm sitting up here like, and I'm getting all these comments. Like this one nutsack sit up there and said, escapism plus realism is immersion. And so like I said, I'm getting all these different like comments and shit. And I'm like, look, this is the thing. This is the thing. When people make games, like these studios, period. I got on Red Dead Redemption for this. Now, what it seems like you have to take care of the horse. Like you have to feed it, pet it, and do all this shit. Because it seems like, because it's like this bonding system. So you could like basically drift with your horse and do all this other shit. But I should not have to do that in a fucking video game. This shit is nothing but a glorified gigapet then. It seems like if you don't take care of the bitch, it's gonna buck you off while you're in mid chase with somebody, and then it's gonna say mission failed because you went too far because the horse done bucked you off, or you're trying to get away from somebody, the horse bucked you off because it's getting shot at, and then the NPCs with pinpoint aimbot accuracy just shoot you dead. Like it takes like 2 hits to kill you, but it takes like you got to empty your whole clip to kill the NPCs. Is that like this weird ratio? It's like it's never even. Or it's like you versus 6, even if y'all do have the same amount of health, but it's 1 of you and 6 of them. So it just seems like you fighting like like a mini boss that's been split up in 6 different pieces. And it's like, damn. Like Ghost of Tsushima did it right. I didn't play the game. I didn't play Ghost of Tsushima, but I seen people play it. Like they did it right because you didn't have to like bond with the horse like that. You didn't have to have this psychological thing like I gotta feed him or he gonna do something to me. It's like that type of shit. If I wanted to get a fucking horse and feed the bitch, then I just get a farm and do the shit in real life. I mean, if you want realism, then go the fuck outside. I mean, look, these are games, bro. Like, I shouldn't have to be playing Monopoly, and if I get bankrupt, the IRS start knocking on my door. Like, damn, this is a fucking game. Why is this shit so serious? It is a fucking video game. You could bend the rules of reality. In my shit, I got 10-year-old girls, like, well, not all of them, but I'm just saying, just these particular characters. People have seen them in my videos, like punching dudes, like whole grown dudes through mountains. What girl in real life is punching dudes through mountains? I mean, one in and out the other, collapsing the whole mountain. What girl, find a 10-year-old girl strong enough to do that shit now on Earth? But since this is a video game, a creation of mine, I could do whatever the fuck I want to. I don't have to do a murder like, well, she has to do this and all this shit. The goofy shit gotta make sense. It's just like when we was growing up and when Mortal Kombat 1, I'm old enough to remember Mortal Kombat 1 when you had to put the blood code in. People was doing fatalities and shit. We as kids wasn't like, I'm gonna try to pry this dude's heart out his chest for real. And then now you got, like, I'm not saying the doctors are goofy, but you got like different experts of like doctors saying like, oh, how Scorpion cut Raiden in his neck. Oh, he shouldn't be standing. Like, motherfucker, we know if you cut a dude's neck, like, he's gonna be bleeding out. He's not gonna be trying to do the Superman, like, what and do all this shit after he got cut in his neck. He gonna be like, God damn. And he's just gonna be bleeding out. He ain't gonna be doing all this other shit after that. He's gonna get cut in his neck. You cut his artery, it's over for the dude. Like, he's not gonna be like fighting after that like that. He's gonna bleed out and die. You will never see Raiden again. Like, I understand, like, it's cool kind of hearing about like professionals, like if you do this to like samurais, like how do they really feel about Ghost of Tsushima? That's cool and everything, but it's a fucking video game. Like, I'm not trying to it's like prying a dude's heart out his chest. It's like, it's a video. You could bend the rules. I mean, damn, you get killed in games and spawn back. If that was the case, then it should be a game where if you die one time, it deletes the shit from your system and you gotta buy the game again. Every time you gotta pay $60 every time you die. If you want this real immersion shit, and even that's, I mean, once you die, you can't come back. But it's like, damn. It's like, stop with this bullshit. Look, my wife in this game is wielding this anchor. This anchor is pretty big. And she's like this plus size chick. She's moving faster than the speed of light and sound. And she's a plus size chick. She's well, how tall is she? Like 5'5". She's like at least, I don't know, like 180 or maybe like 200 pounds or something. Moving that for like, where's that at? And she's wielding this weapon, like hitting people with a whole anchor. And they still coming back like, oh, damn, like, I didn't know you were so strong. Like, if you hit somebody in the chin with an anchor, they're not going to be talking after that, after they got hit in the jaw. Like, dude, what's it called? Suspend disbelief? I mean, it's a fucking game. It's a creation. You could do whatever the fuck you want to, bro. I'm not playing a game expecting this shit to be real. I mean, if you try to escape realism, if you're trying to escape reality, I don't want the shit. I'm trying to escape the shit. I'm trying to have a good time seeing somebody get knocked through a mountain, like, oh shit, and do some like extraterrestrial ungodly shit and be like, damn, you saw that? I'm not trying to be like, well, I mean, the weight of a mountain is diameter wise is a 1.1000 scale, and each rock on the mountain is pretty much like 25,000 tons. Like, stop, dudes. I don't want to hear like a mathematical equation about how big and strong this mountain is. I mean, we get the mountain is heavy. We get it. How heavy is the earth? Like 6.6 centillion tons. Like, I'm not sitting up there I'm not trying to do all this shit. Like, I got characters like we could like go in space and basically breathing out of space. And then watch Neil deGrasse Tyson be like, well, if they set on a neutron star, I mean, the gravity will pull, and the polarity of it is like, I don't care. That's the point. It's like, fuck the rules, bro. Whatever you're going to say, fuck your rules. I don't care about I do not give a shit about rules. If I feel like doing some shit, I'm gonna do the shit. And this is just like basic light work that I'm talking about, like kicking somebody through a mountain. That's like an everyday occurrence on my shit. Or breathing in space. Like, I'm holding all the other shit back. But if somebody was like, well, light and all this, like, I don't give a fuck about that, dude. That's the point. I mean, I know if somebody goes in outer space, they got to have a spacesuit, a specialized spacesuit, and they have the oxygen tank, and the oxygen takes a lifespan is like 38.7 hours. Like, so the fuck what? I mean, it's cool that you know this, but I don't care. I mean, geez, fucking Louise. I mean, you hear mad goofy dudes talking shit. I mean, there's somebody else that says something else. It's talking about Madden, talking about Madden never dies and all this other shit. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And what is this? Is that they just want them to be realistic enough for their liking. Otherwise, it's against their idea of real life. Like, I said this story before. And it was this dude. I think it was in, when was it? It was like 2013. And this dude, he was a short guy. He had red hair. I'm never forgetting. If I see him in the streets, I will remember this dude for some reason. But he asked me a question. He said, I'm making a comic book series about this black guy, but I want to have him represented in a way where it's not offensive. It was something like that. But he's like on another planet. And so I was like, basically saying that's cool and everything. It's like, if you're doing, like a dude on another planet, like he wasn't moved, he didn't come from Earth and move to another. He's just a planet. I don't know, Indonia or some shit. And it's just some dude, and there's a race of people, and they look like humans. It's like like you could move the rules of whatever. Like, there's no like racism, basically. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like everybody's rather equal, or it's like more like a class. Because I think he said he was like a king or some shit. So if it may be like this hierarchy, like, the royalty and the peasants or something, but everybody could be royalty. Like, another kingdom, there's like this Asian chick or something, and then like there's like other groups of people that are peasants. It's just like that. So you don't have to bring in what of Earth history. You could do whatever you want to. Like, he never said what he did. Like, I don't know if he got powers or whatever the fuck. But you could you could bend the rules, especially if it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like you could be like, oh, I could see that. Like, this person is from another planet. You know, certain shit. So I could see like a 3-year-old kid punching a grown man through the ground, and you know what I'm saying. Like, it's just like, oh, okay, I can see why that happens. But if you just doing like a kid from Earth or something, I mean, you might have to explain certain stuff. Like, okay, he's a mutation, like he's a mutant or something. Then it'll be like, all right. But I mean, I don't want to hear the molecular structure of the thing that mutated him, and it see the muscles have different strands, and the strands that make the muscles, and it grows the muscles with the carbon dioxide. I don't care. Why are you going through this, man? Like, like it's one thing if you want to learn about human biology and anatomy. That's one thing. But if you're trying to apply too much realism in some fantasy shit, then it starts to get annoying at this point. It's like it's basically you trying to show how smart you are. Like, oh, okay, Neil, we get people don't breathe in space, but the rules do not apply. I don't give a fuck about all that shit. The neutron star, I get that has a gravitational pull that's like tens of thousands of pounds of tons of pressure. I understand. Okay, but I don't care. I'm not taking nothing away from him. I'm just like, dude, we get that you're smart. You don't have to basically damn near beat me over the head with this shit. I mean, it's just like the whole argument about Mortal Kombat and the women's clothes, like they're fighting and look, these games are made by dudes. So of course they want to see some scantily clad shit. Like I mean, I want to see legs and shit, titties bouncing, titties up. Look at mine in King of Fighters. I mean, the titties was swinging and shit. Dudes want to see that shit. I'm not sitting up there like, well, since she doesn't have any body armor, and she's fighting, she's going to get wounded easily. I don't. What the fuck are you talking? I do not give two shits about. Shut the fuck up. I want to see ass, thighs, and titties. I'm not sitting up there talking about, oh, she should cover up shit. She fighting. The fuck? One of my favorite characters is Chun-Li. Look at her thighs. God damn. I bought that like the new outfit, the alternative outfit she got. I don't even play Street Fighter like that. I stopped playing that goofy shit a long time ago, but I like the character. I want to see thighs. God damn it. The fuck is wrong with y'all? I mean, it's just I don't even know. It's just like the ridiculousness of people these days just irritate me to no end. I mean, like the dude, like this, and please, for the love of all that is holy on this earth, stop using that word immersion. Every time I hear that shit, I roll my eyes. Stop saying that shit. I mean, it just sounds goofy when anybody says that shit is goofy. Like, if you're saying this shit for real, like, oh, look at you, I want to be immersed in this game. It's just like, you don't have to, like, you could live in the world. It's just stop. It's just, for me personally, that word just irritates me when people say this shit. When it's just unwarranted. I mean, just be like, I want to live in this world. I like the aesthetics of this shit. I mean, I just want to live in. If you even said another just use another adjective, basically. Just use another adjective and don't overuse it with all these other influencers using the same new buzzword. Stop with that shit. It's just like, I remember a long time ago, maybe like 2013 or something like that. People used to use the word intense all the time. It's just like, oh, like he's making this anchor, oh, it looks so intense. Like, why did you use that word? Like, there's nothing intense about this shit yet. I mean, it's a great model. It's a block. How the fuck is this intense? Like, when I start putting the materials and shit on it, I could see, like, if it's like a skull and it's like it breathes smoke every time she hits somebody with it, then it'd be like, okay, then I can see the intensity of it. But as of now, it's a low poly anchor. What's intense about this shit? There's nothing intense about this shit yet. I mean, damn. Like I said, this dude, stop using this immersion. Stop. I could go on and on about. It's just, ooh, it's like these gamers. I'm telling you, it's something wrong with them. It's just, I don't know. I just don't. I just don't understand. I, I, I just really don't get it. I just truly don't get it. I mean, now if somebody was like, okay, this is intense, I was like, okay, I could see somebody saying this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, look, God, it's an axe. It got spikes on the shit. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not, it's more mostly finished than the anchor is. You know what I mean? Or like what other weapon I do? What else I got? I mean, I got so many of these shits. Well, which one is this or this? You know what I'm saying? Like it got a rose on this block. You know what I mean? Like, okay, look at it. I could see somebody saying something, but I mean, you just using this shit just to be, because it's the new hot buzzword. It's just stop. Just calm down. Like I said, it's just, oh man, and it's just like I said, it like with the whole like these survival horror games, like that's another thing the industry needs to stop doing. Stop with the vampires, because the shit has been done to death. The shit is lame. Stop doing that shit. Stop having these ridiculous crafting systems. Like I got 10 pieces of cloth. I got 15 like bottles, 6 alcohol. I craft them shits together and just get 2 Molotov cocktails out of this shit. And I have to use these 2 Molotov cocktails wisely. Stop doing that shit. If I wanted to craft a Molotov cocktail, I could do this shit in real life. I don't want to be doing that shit in a fucking game. How come I just can't get a bottle? There it is. I mean, I don't want to be crafting shit like look at Red Dead Redemption. I mean, you got to get meat, you got to get spices and campfires and shit. Like I could go camping and do that shit. I could get raw meat from the store and find the right type of leaves, make sure it's not poison ivy, go out in the campfire and do the shit myself. I shouldn't have to do that in the game. I mean, it just starts to look. And here's the thing. It's cool. It is real cool that you can or could put this in a game. It's like if somebody comes to me and say, we have a system where you could make your own shoes. You find the materials. We got the models of the materials in game. We got the coder. The dude coded the shit. Or he's about to code that you could make your own shoes. The shoes give special abilities. Whatever you do, that's cool. But I shouldn't have to act like I'm working in a fucking sweatshop. I should be able to find these shoes in game or buy them shits. There it is. It was something else I was thinking. Oh, like the weapon degradation. Like when you keep using a weapon, your weapon degrades over time. Like Monster Hunter, you gotta sharpen the shit, and then you level up so your weapon doesn't degrade as fast. Or like several other games have done that. Stop doing that shit. Like I guarantee you, my wife's weapon, you could keep using this shit and you do not have to worry. That is a guarantee. You do not have to worry about the shit. Because I hate that shit when they do that in game. I don't want to play a fucking game where I gotta worry about the weapon degrading over time. That's just another thing to worry about. That shit is dumb. Stop doing it. That shit is fucking ridiculous. I mean, and then here's the thing. It's just like the hiding in tall grass. In my videos, I constantly keep talking about this shit because the shit is lame. You hide in tall grass, you have some object, you throw it to distract the enemy. They be like, what is that? Did you hear that? And then you sneak about. Stop doing the shit. It was cool maybe the first 2 times. But after so many games have did it, the shit looks uncreative and it looks corny. Stop doing it. Figure out something else. God damn. I just literally I just had to make this video because see, and these nutsacks that made this main video, they say some stupid shit all the time. I could literally, what they could post, because I think they post a video every day. I would say, if it's not the next video, it'll be the video after that. They're gonna say some shit that's gonna be like, oh wow, word, and it's gonna make me jump on here to make another video because they say the stupidest shit all the time, and they always got this like laughter under their voice, like everything they say is funny or lighthearted or some goofy shit like that. And then it all stems back from this other game channel that used to be on cable, and it had two nutsacks on the shit. One, I'm not even gonna say who it was, because everybody will know who it is at this point. But they all came from that school of goofy assholes like these dudes. That whole shit was goofy. I'm just like, it's just like I said, mad people are going to say some shit about my shit because there's a character, Zanduma, my wife's mother. She wears basically all she wears is bathing suits. She's fighting people with in high heels at that. People gonna seriously say some shit about that, but do you think I care? Fuck no. I mean, even in the game, when you could go up mountains. These chicks be wearing high heels going up mountains. They're not wearing hiking boots. They're not having a little pickaxe climbing the mountain. They're doing the shit in heels. They're literally climbing the shit in heels. Do you think I care how realistic or unrealistic that shit is? The fuck out of here. That's just it's just, and it's not even part of the whole thing. It's like you could just do it to be doing it. But I'm not going to give a shit about what people say, like, oh, this can't, I don't care. You're basically shouting this shit out into the wind in some empty void. Because I don't care. I know, like normal chick could not do that in real life. But this is a fucking game. Let the shit go. I don't give a fuck about the rules. I mean, if you want to have realism, then make your own game and make the shit as realistic as you want. Knock yourself out. I won't be playing it, man. It's just like Control. I got the shit because it's free. Because I wouldn't have paid $60 for that. I downloaded. It's like February. It was a free game. I was like, I get the shit. And then when she was in the red room with the big upside down pyramid, I'm shooting the dudes, but then there was like a heavy enemy, hit her like twice and she died. And I'm sitting up there pumping mad bullets into this dude's ass, and he still like, I knocked his like health down to half. It's that type of shit. It's like that's the whole reason why I stopped playing Horizon Zero Dawn, because it's like the enemies hit you 2 times, you already toast. But I'm shooting mad arrows into this dude, and the fights be lasting like mad long. Like it'd be like 10 minutes, 15 minutes. It's like, motherfucker, just die already. I'm just. This is one of the reasons why. Like I said, I'm so glad. I'm so glad my man sat up there and told me about this shit. Because when he told me about this shit, not this particular engine, he told me about another engine. I was like, because like I said, he's the type of dude. Like he would send me some shit that like I don't know. He would send me some completely random. Like he would just send me something random, and it has nothing to do with anything. Like nothing that we really said or did growing up or nothing. It just be like, okay, why you send me this? So like I said, one day I'm sitting up here playing the Division. I'm tired of these bullet sponge enemies. I'm sitting up here just basically just going through the motions. I'm just like, damn. He sent me a text message. I'm like, okay, what is this? And then like all trailers, they think they're more important than they already are. I'm something like, okay, who the fuck is this dude? Why is he walking through this tunnel? Who the fuck is this? And why should I care? And I'm sitting up there watching it. And then it was like a title that popped up. But it wasn't like, is this a movie? Is this a game? What the fuck is this? And so he was like, oh, you can make your own game from home. I was like, huh? But I had a feeling like, okay, this is cool, but there's some type of catch to this. So I'm asking the man. I'm like, I know I need some crazy computer or some shit. So he was like, you need a workstation. So I'm like, okay, like what is a workstation? Cause he knows how to build computers. This ain't. Anyway, he knows how to build computers. And so I don't know what he knows. But he was like, oh, you could save up $2,000 and get it. And I was like, huh? Word? Just $2,000? Oh, I looked into that shit. Cause I got tired of playing I got so tired of playing all these games with these over aggressive NPCs. And that's another thing. These gamers never or rarely ever talk about how OP the NPCs are. But like in the Division, they will complain about Striker or Predator is OP. But they know, like, especially with the Division 1, but they rarely ever talked about how aggressive the NPCs are, like the shotgun or the rush, or what was it called, the scout or some shit. The one that just runs up to you with the shotgun. It'd be like 3 of them just, dude, and they just focus on one dude, then focus on the next, and focus on the next. Or they hit you, like they be shooting you with mad bullets, and then you can heal up, crouch, heal up, shoot. It's like, no, but the butt of the gun is the thing that kills you. Like, nobody ever talked about that, but they talked about how OP the showstopper and the striker build was. Like, why? It's shit like that. I got so fucking tired of the shit that he sat up there and gave me the real shit then. And then I think around that same time, he talked about how it was an article about Street Fighter had like this brief invincibility when they did something. And I was like, see, we knew, and I knew this whole time. We knew these motherfuckers was cheating. We 100% knew these dudes was cheating, but it was just unconfirmed. But I was like, I fucking knew it. And see, it was like that whole combination than how I was feeling about the last 4 years about video games and shit. It's just I just got tired of the lies. I got tired of playing other people's shit. And so when he sent me that, I was just like, nope, I don't care what I gotta save up, what I gotta do, what I gotta learn. I'm learning this shit. And I'm making my own motherfucking game so I don't have to deal with nobody's shit. Or I don't have to feel like I'm trapped in playing it. Like if Control, if I find a boss or something, he's just too crazy, I'll just say, fuck it, I'm never playing this again. Because at the same time I could move over to this and like I'm making my own thing. I know the ins and outs of my own shit is gonna be like fair, to be playing it or something. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to deal with other people's bullshit. Like, we're intentionally making this hard to frustrate players. Like, why the fuck would you seriously sit up there and make some shit like that? Because you got debugs, like you got the codes behind the scenes, so you don't have to die testing the game out, or you could turn it off just to see if the mechanics of dying works. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know the ins and outs, so you don't die as much because you know what's going to happen around this corner. But us as players gotta go through your bullshit that you created. It's like, fuck that. I'm tired of that shit. And it all started with Final Fantasy 15. Like, thinking it was still like Final Fantasy 13 Versus. They just changed the name, and it getting the shit. It just feel like a whole nother game, like this big false advertisement. Like, what happened to all those cutscenes that you showed? Like, you seriously sit up there and created all this shit, had people act out these lines, and then not use it in the final product. Like, whoa. I just honestly got tired of the shit. So I'm like, all this immersion realism bullshit. Stop, bro. Stop. I just I'm just through with it. I'm just through. And I know damn well the other people gonna be saying some shit. It's just too much. It's just way too much. It's just like they was talking about, like, motherfucking, like, bad guys that don't kill but they could kill in game. It's like it's just like this over analyzing everything. Like I said, it's just stop. So I'm gonna stop this video because I'm done ranting about this shit. But it's just ridiculous. It's just honestly 100% ridiculous. So I'm out of here. Money over stink holes, bitch.